The NFL makes more money than the English Premier League, La Liga, and the NBA combined. Every single NFL team is worth over $2 billion. The worst team in the league prints more cash than most championship franchises in other sports. And here's what doesn't make sense. Football is only popular in one country. So how did a league that nobody outside America watches become the richest sports empire on the planet? Most people think the NFL is rich because Americans love football. That's not why. The NFL is rich because it cracked the code that every other league is still trying to figure out. In the next 15 minutes, you're going to learn how the NFL turned a regional sport into a money-printing machine, why their revenue model is untouchable, how they control every dollar that flows through the system, why billionaires line up to buy teams that lose games, and what this means for the future of sports business in America. This isn't about touchdowns. This is about power. Part 1. The revenue split nobody talks about. The NFL doesn't operate like a normal sports league. It operates like a cartel. Every team signs a contract that says this: all national TV money gets split equally. It doesn't matter if you're the Dallas Cowboys or the Jacksonville Jaguars. You get the same cut. In 2023, the NFL signed TV deals worth $11 billion per year. That's CBS, NBC, Fox, ESPN, and Amazon all paying massive checks. Every single team gets $374 million just for existing, before a single ticket is sold, before a single jersey is printed, before the season even starts. Compare that to European soccer. Manchester City makes $200 million from TV. A smaller club makes $30 million. The gap is massive. The NFL said no to that model. They built a system where even the worst team is guaranteed generational wealth. And here's why that matters. It removes the risk. When you buy an NFL team, you're not buying a gamble. You're buying a bond, a government-issued, risk-free, money-printing bond. That's why NFL teams almost never lose value. That's why Steve Ballmer paid $2 billion for the Clippers, but would pay $6 billion for an NFL team without blinking. Part 2. The scarcity weapon. The NFL only plays 17 games per season. 17! The NBA plays 82. Baseball plays 162. Soccer clubs play 50+ across all competitions. The NFL looked at that and said, we're doing the opposite, because scarcity creates value. When there are only 17 games, every single game matters. Fans don't skip weeks. Advertisers don't skip weeks. TV networks don't skip weeks. Every Sunday is an event, and events cost more than routine. A 30-second Super Bowl ad costs $7 million. Not because the game is longer, not because the players are better, because the NFL turned football into something rare. They weaponized FOMO. Even regular season games feel urgent. Miss one game and your team's playoff hopes could be over. The NBA can afford to lose viewers in November because there are 70 games left. The NFL can't lose viewers because there are only 16 games left, so viewers don't leave. And when viewers don't leave, advertisers pay more, TV networks pay more, streaming platforms pay more. Scarcity isn't a weakness, it's the entire strategy. Part 3. They own Sunday. The NFL doesn't compete with other sports. It competes with your entire weekend, and it wins. Sunday used to be church, family dinner, rest. Now it's red zone, fantasy football, betting apps, and 7 hours of non-stop NFL content. The league didn't just schedule games on Sunday, they colonized it. CBS gets the early games, Fox gets the late games, NBC gets Sunday night, ESPN gets Monday night, Amazon gets Thursday night. They spread football across every screen, every time slot, every eyeball. And here's the trick, they never oversaturate. Baseball plays every day and becomes background noise. The NFL plays once a week and becomes the main event. They trained an entire country to reorganize their schedules around football. Families plan reunions around bye weeks. Weddings avoid fall Sundays. Even funerals get moved. That's not fandom, that's cultural infrastructure. And cultural infrastructure prints money forever. Part 4. The stadium scam. NFL teams don't pay for their own stadiums. You do. Over the last 25 years, taxpayers have spent more than $12 billion building NFL stadiums. Here's how it works. A team tells a city, "We need a new stadium or we're moving." The city panics. Politicians panic. Fans panic. So the city offers to pay half, sometimes more than half. The team agrees. A new stadium gets built, the team keeps 100% of the revenue. Ticket sales, concessions, parking, luxury suites, naming rights, all of it goes to the team. The taxpayers get nothing except the privilege of watching their tax dollars fund a billionaire's asset. And here's the wildest part. It works every single time. Las Vegas just built a $2 billion stadium for the Raiders. The city paid $750 million. Buffalo is building a new stadium right now. New York State is paying $850 million. Why? Because cities believe NFL teams create economic value. And maybe they do, but the team captures that value, not the city. It's the greatest wealth transfer in American sports. The NFL doesn't just make money from football, they make money from the threat of not playing football. Part 5. Gambling changed everything. For decades, the NFL pretended sports betting didn't exist. Then in 2018, the Supreme Court legalized it, and the NFL stopped pretending. Now every broadcast has betting odds. Every halftime show has a DraftKings ad. Every podcast has a FanDuel promo code. The league went from banning Pete Rose to partnering with Caesar's Palace. And the money is insane. Americans bet $93 billion on sports in 2023. Most of that was NFL. The league doesn't take a cut of every bet directly, but they don't need to. Gambling keeps people watching. It keeps people engaged. It keeps people checking scores during blowouts. Before betting, if your team was losing 35-7 in the third quarter, you turned off the TV. Now you have money on the over-under. You have a same-game parlay. You have a fantasy player on the other team. So you keep watching. And when you keep watching, the NFL keeps charging advertisers more. Gambling didn't just add a new revenue stream. It made every existing revenue stream more valuable. Part 6. The salary cap trap. The NFL has a hard salary cap. Every team can only spend a certain amount on player salaries. In 2024, that number is $255 million. Sounds fair, right? Keeps teams competitive, prevents big market dominance. But here's what it really does. It caps labor costs. In the NBA, teams can go over the cap and pay a luxury tax. In European soccer, there's barely a cap at all. The NFL said no, you get $255 million. That's it. So even though the league makes $20 billion a year, players are capped at how much they can earn. The salary cap doesn't protect small market teams, it protects owners. It ensures that no matter how much revenue grows, player costs stay predictable. When the TV deals jumped from $5 billion to $11 billion, player salaries didn't double. The cap went up slowly, carefully, deliberately. The extra $6 billion, that went straight to the owners. And players can't do anything about it because the salary cap is baked into the collective bargaining agreement. They agreed to it. So the NFL gets to control the biggest cost in their business while revenue explodes. That's not competitive balance, that's cost control. Part 7. Fantasy football is free marketing. Fantasy football is worth $14 billion, and the NFL doesn't run it. Fans do, apps do, media companies do. But the NFL benefits from every single dollar because fantasy football keeps people emotionally invested in games they wouldn't normally watch. You're a Giants fan. Why would you care about a Jaguars-Titans game? Because your fantasy running back plays for Jacksonville. Now you're watching, you're checking stats, you're streaming Red Zone, you're talking about it at work. The NFL didn't have to build fantasy football, they just had to allow it. And in return, they got millions of unpaid marketers promoting their product every single week. Fantasy players watch more games, they buy more jerseys, they subscribe to more streaming services. They're not just fans, they're investors. And once you're invested, you're locked in. The NFL turned casual viewers into obsessives without spending a dime. That's genius. Part 8. Media companies are trapped. CBS, NBC, Fox, ESPN, Amazon, they all overpay for NFL rights, and they all know it, but they do it anyway. Why? Because the NFL is the only content that people still watch live. Everything else gets streamed later, skipped through, pirated. But NFL games are different. You can't watch the Super Bowl on Tuesday. You can't skip the fourth quarter. You can't wait for spoilers. You have to watch live. And live viewers are worth more than anything else in media. Advertisers can't fast forward through live TV. They can't skip the commercials. So networks pay whatever the NFL asks because they have no choice. Amazon paid $13 billion for Thursday Night Football, not because Thursday Night Football is good, most games are terrible, but because it's live, and live is priceless. Netflix and Disney Plus have more subscribers than any NFL broadcast, but they would trade half their catalog for one season of Sunday Night Football, because the NFL owns the one thing streaming can't replicate: the fear of missing out in real time. Part 9. The Super Bowl is a money glitch. The Super Bowl is the single most valuable piece of content in America. It's bigger than the Oscars, bigger than the finale of any TV show, bigger than any election debate. 120 million people watch it every year. And unlike every other big TV event, the Super Bowl gets bigger every year. Award shows are dying. Cable news is dying. Network TV is dying. The Super Bowl is growing. A 30-second ad costs $7 million. That's $233,000 per second, and companies line up to pay it. Because where else can you reach 120 million Americans at the same time? Nowhere. The Super Bowl isn't just a football game. It's the last monoculture event in a fragmented world, and the NFL charges accordingly. They don't just sell ads, they sell access, they sell status, they sell relevance. If your brand isn't in the Super Bowl, you're not in the conversation, and the NFL knows it. So they raise prices every single year, and every single year, brands pay. Part 10. The International Plan. The NFL is the richest league in the world, and it's only popular in one country. That's the ceiling. So the NFL is trying to break through it. They're playing games in London, in Germany, in Mexico, in Brazil. They're building fan bases in markets that have never cared about football. And if they succeed, the numbers become unimaginable. Right now, the NFL makes $20 billion from 300 million Americans. If they capture even 10% of Europe, that's another $5 billion. If they crack Asia, that's another $10 billion. The NFL isn't trying to compete with other American sports. They're trying to compete with soccer. And they might actually do it, not by playing more games, not by changing the rules, but by selling the same product they always have: exclusive, live, unmissable events. The blueprint is already proven. Now they just need to export it. The NFL isn't richer than every other sports league because Americans love football. It's richer because they built a system where losing is impossible. They control the revenue, they control the costs, they control the schedule, they control the narrative. Every team prints money, every game is an event, every broadcast is appointment television. And the best part? The model is scalable. More cities will pay for stadiums, more networks will overpay for rights, more countries will host games, more fans will bet on outcomes. The NFL didn't just build a sports league, they built a machine that turns attention into guaranteed profit. And in a world where attention is the most valuable resource, that machine is unstoppable. If you want to understand how modern sports business works, don't study basketball, don't study soccer, study the NFL, because they wrote the playbook and everyone else is just trying to catch up. If this breakdown changed how you see the business of sports, hit that subscribe button.